thank you so much for coming to the meeting. My name is and then I expect others will get us on the way. We are here for the launch of the youth empowerment project in Adjuman School. I would like to officially welcome the office of RDC. With the census, we have the LC5 office, the CAUS office, the community development officer, the OPM, the ED, the executive director, development team foundation, project officers, and the different stakeholders. You are highly welcome for the meeting. I would like to take this opportunity for everybody to stand up, okay, so that we sing the national anthem. Then somebody will lead us into manager.
My name is adjumani. I represent you in the district council. I also represent the district school. Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Mr. Brothers. The house office of here.
Thank you.
I am
Executive Director, DTF. Speaker.
I'm the speaker.
Thank you so much.
My name is Martin. I work as the Deputy Chief Administrative Officer at Human District Local Government.
Thank you so much. My name is Joy. I'm from Development Team Foundation. The next in our project, our program is a speech from Project Officer, Development Team Foundation.
I'm called Ibong Daniel Peter from Development Team Foundation. I'm the project officer. The project which we are in for today for the launch is known by the name, or it's called Enhancement of Youth Employment in the Human District. First and foremost, I want to thank the Almighty God who has kept us all during this trying moment of the pandemic. I would also like to salute our health sectors and the leaders for the measures and awareness they have put in place. Allow me also take this opportunity to welcome you all to this official launch of the Youth Employment Project in the Adjuman District. I'm so grateful to turn up this afternoon and for having honored our invitation upon your busy schedules. The project title is Project for Enhancement of Youth in Adjumani, West Nile region. It covers 3 districts of Adjumani, Moyo, and Yombe. The project is implemented in partnership with Uganda Change Agent Association as the lead partner, taking the 2 districts of Yombe and Moyo, while Development Peace Foundation taking Adjumani district. The project main objective is to contribute to socio-economic empowerment for the most vulnerable youth in the host communities and refugee settlement of Adjumani district by 2020 through the various youth skilling, financial literacy, and socio-economic empowerment strategies and methodologies. This project targets the most vulnerable youth from households in the Adjumani district, with all sub-counties covered. The all 10 sub-counties are covered. The beneficiaries for this program are youth between 15 to 35 years. 85% of the beneficiaries are drawn from the host communities, and the remaining 50% are refugees youth. This project will ensure that 50% of the target is female and 50% are male. The categories of youth targeted are child mothers, child age of households, school dropouts, vulnerable households, and adolescent youth. It targets both urban and rural youth in the community setting as a means of integrating refugees and host communities in Adjumani into development activities. The project will take 3 years, from 2020 to 2013. Initially, it was intended to commence on March, but due to the pandemic, it was put to a hold. But after realizing that the pandemic ending is uncertain, there was need to learn how to coexist with the pandemic through observing preventive measures and putting in place the guidelines and following the guidelines put in place, putting them into real practice. The project is funded by European Union delegation to the Republic of Uganda. 7,200 adolescent youth and youth groups are to be trained, coached, and mentored in vocational, financial, business, and other skills for job creation and self-employment by mid-2020. The overall target is to enhance the capacity of at least 7,200 targeted youth from 15 to 35 years to actively engage in governance, employment, and economic development of the both host and refugees community in Adjumani by 2023. The broad objectives of this action is to enable these youth through civil organization agencies to engage as sectors of good governance and economic development. By mid-2020, the capacity of at least 7,200 youth, child mothers, child aides of households, and school dropouts in all the 10 sub-counties in Adjumani will be enhanced or developed for gainful employment opportunities. By mid-2020, at least 7,000 youth would have been equipped with life skills, lobby and advocacy skills to advocate for development and influence their own development options. Young journalists and youth who have the affinity will be trained in print media and radio documentation for similar purposes. By mid-2020, at least 7,200 are provided with information that can link both the youth and vulnerable households to development initiatives and private sector through formal and non-formal actors. In terms of coordination, in addition to the National Aid Office in Kampala, Development Peace Foundation has a field office in Adjumani well established to coordinate all their activities as they will be running for the next 3 years. As concerning the other partners like Uganda Change Agent, which is the lead partner, they have a regional office in Arua and they have a field office in Moyo and Yombe. This will facilitate in the coordination of this project. In terms of organizational structure and implementation arrangement, the two parties will complement each other in the two technical aspects of specialty. Development Teams Foundation has a wide experience in refugee settlement, since the director has previously served as the program director for UNHCR Kampala Head Office for the last 5 years. UCA, on the other hand, has an extensive expertise in self-reliance rural development intervention. DTF team comprises of the executive director, program coordinator, program officer, financial officer, and youth volunteers who will handle this project. DTF shall implement the project in collaboration with Uganda Change Agenda Association, 9 ministries, national and local government structure, cultural and religious leaders, European Union officers, direct project beneficiaries, and the key private sector actors, NGOs, CBOs network, financial institutions, mass media, donors funding similar projects in the sub-region, among others. Concerning visibility, Development Team Foundation will implement a communication strategy aligned to the European Union guidelines to ensure that the proper European Union and project visibility to all the stakeholders which are involved in the project. The project will also address the sustainability concern at financial, institutional, policy and environmental level, connecting youth to government programs and ensuring that the skills are used for self-reliance. As I put previous, these are the things we plan to do in our activities and as to engage with all stakeholders. I look forward to working with you people to help us achieve our goal. Without the stakeholders, we cannot achieve our goal. All of you are stakeholders in this process. Does not mean only the project officer. So I want to thank you for giving me audience and for honoring our investigation. May I now take this chance to invite the Executive Director to address the gathering.
The Chairman of CFAG, the Direct District Speaker, the Chief Administrative Officer and Chairman of District NGO Board, and NGO OPM representatives, sub-counties representatives, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great pleasure to welcome all our guests for having honored DTF's invitation and for this very special day of launch. Today, we are officially launching our enhancement of youth empowerment project in Adjuman district. Enhancement of youth empowerment project. That is the title of the project. To say something about DTF, Development Teams Foundation is an NGO that has been operating in Uganda since 2016. The mission of the DTF is to alleviate suffering, poverty, and oppression by helping people build secure, productive, and just communities. Our objectives are skill development for self-reliance and preventing HIV/AIDS transmission among the youth and adults and other transmitted public health problems. The strategic areas of intervention include human rights, vocational training, water and sanitation development, education and skills development, public health programs, and food security. After saying this about the DTF, I would like to say about the Adjumani project. The relevance of Adjumani project is really paramount. This project is based in West Nile sub-region. It covers 3 districts of Yumbe, Moyo, and Adjumani. with the target population comprising of 85% youth in the host communities and 50% youth in the refugee settlements. The beneficiary youth will be 50% female and 50% male in all project locations, as Daniel mentioned earlier. Uganda has one of the highest youth unemployment levels in sub-Saharan Africa, an issue which will remain a challenge in the years ahead given the high population growth. It is therefore vital to maximize opportunities for self-employment in emerging industries like the agriculture and the oil and gas sectors. However, a large proportion of youth in the refugee settlements and host communities in West Nile sub-region received little or no formal education, and many drop out of school due to the conflict and other factors. This is one of the major causes of relevancy for our project. So, because we are supposed to promote employment for the youth, which is a really critical resource. The overall target is to enhance the capacity of at least 24,000 direct targeted youth. The youth is defined from 15 to 35 years of age, to actively engage in governance, employment, and economic development of West Nile region in Uganda by 2023. It's a 3-year project. The project impact, the expected project impact is to get an economically and socially empowered youth through enhancement of employment and agency in West Nile region up to 2023. After this, I would like to mention what is going on at this time, at present. What have we done in Adjuman for this project? The current progress of the project, to mention one, is selection of the beneficiaries. We have already started selecting of the beneficiaries. For Adjuman, we are expecting about 8,000 beneficiaries, which is 85% of the beneficiaries will be from the host communities, and 50% will be from the refugees. So we have started to nominate or to select our beneficiaries. Selection of volunteers. We have selected already 10 volunteers, some of them are here. Each sub-county has one volunteer. So most of the activities will be carried out with those volunteers. They will be trained, they will be given the minimum facility, and they sometimes are beneficiaries of this project. Setting up of office in Adjuman. We have already set up our office with our required staff. It's around half kilometer from this 500 meters, this road. So we have already set it about 2 months ago. So that has been done. The recruitment of staff is already complete. Main service providers are already selected, like DSLA and other vocational trainers are already identified. But we'll specifically select in the course of time. We have identified many volunteer trainers, vocational trainers and DSLA trainers. So we shall select the core trainers in the course of time, but we have already identified them. Basic infrastructure is in place. We have already arranged all the necessary infrastructure for this project. So we are almost we have started a few months ago, but because of the COVID-19, we could not really all these difficulties, thanks for the official team like normally, we have been really supported and we have tried to start, we have tried to help, we have spread the surface. We are going to proceed from now on all the activities. We have also a cross-cutting issues or activities we are supposed to implement side by side with the project. That is COVID-19 pandemic. We see it as a threat, and we don't know how this COVID-19 is going to stay, whether a few months, a few years, and so on. So with this COVID-19, our project is focusing on employing the youth, or creating opportunity to employ the youth. And that objective cannot be achieved unless this COVID-19 is challenged. The good thing here in Uganda, I think the government has done a very fantastic job by world standards, and there is no one died. And at least there is a miracle how it is controlled, where thousands of people are dying in each country. So, but we have to keep up this, and to keep up this, I think the NGO like DTF should be involved with as a sideline project. So we have already trained our staffs here, and our staffs will train the 10 volunteers for each sub-counties, one. So each sub-counties will be trained well, and those trained sub-counties will give their awareness to all the beneficiaries in their project. By doing so, we can also contribute to this really very dangerous pandemic. Finally, I would like to thank the Resident District Commissioner and the representative of the President of Uganda, the Chairman of LC5, the District Speaker, and the Chief Administrative Officer, and the Chairman of District NGO Board, District Community Development Officer, OPM representative, for your unlimited cooperation you provided us since we started our project in Adjumani. I thank you.
My name is Mr. Max Martin. I already mentioned that I work here as the Deputy Chief Administrative Officer. I am pleased to be here this afternoon at the launch of this project. I am pleased for very many reasons, but I can only speak about one or two of them. And one is that this assembly reminds me that once in the past I was a youth, but I ceased being a youth 18 years ago. If you are good in mathematics, you can do your computation. 18 years ago, but you can see I am not doing badly. That is my measure. We have heard that the purpose of the project that we are launching today is to empower the youth to engage in various positive things. I thought about the word empowerment and I had difficulties understanding it when it relates to the youth. My thinking is that the definition of a youth cannot be detached, it cannot be divorced from the word strength, from the word power. The youth have power in them already. They have the energy. That is why they are called the youth. So if you are 35 and below, and you are a weakling physically or mentally, you are actually not a youth. you are some other thing. That is my thinking. So when we talk about development issues, we require resources. And you people have a big resource in you already. And that is the resource of your age. That is it. Do your research and come and challenge me. You have your age as perhaps your biggest resource. I have forgotten what is it called? The expectancy, the life expectancy for Ugandans now. What is it? Someone knows? It has gone to 63. 63. I want to trust that my RDC is giving me the most credible information. So ordinarily that would mean that I should be dying in the next 10 years. Ordinarily, I should be dying in the next 10 years. I don't know how many years you have to die if we must die at 63. How many do you have?
Maybe 30.
Now look at this. He has got a whole 30 years if we are to assume that we die at what is computed as our life expectancy. 30 plus years. Isn't that a big resource? But of course, most of us don't realize that age and time are a resource. Age and time are a resource. I have spoken to some people before that one thing that God has given generously and equally to all of us is time. Are we together? The representative of the president here has 24 hours. Are we together? But a small person like me also has 24 hours. And a smaller person like this little friend of mine also has 24 hours. Trump has 24 hours. Time is given to all of us in equal measure. So if you are young and you have 24 hours like everybody else, then you already have enough resources to begin engaging in development work. But unfortunately, my observation is that the brand of youth that we have today want things that come easily. They don't want to use their muscles. They want to earn money the easy way. No wonder the majority of them will be very comfortable engaging in riding. Is it riding or operating? Borders? Are we together? Because there is almost no work involved. What is there is just fun that you are some stupid bike, you know. When you have a passenger, then you lie on it and sleep. That is the kind of brand of youth that we have today. They don't want to work. So I want to thank the brains behind this intervention. But I am warning that unless we invest in changing the attitudes of the youth of today, then everything that we are engaging in is going to be wasted. I have known about lots and lots of interventions that government has carefully crafted with the intention of bringing the youth out of the plight they're in. But the youth have carefully squandered all the opportunities given to them. They have squandered all of them. And what is the problem? The problem is in the brains of the youth. Why do you want things that come easy? Why don't you want to sweat? Why do you want to get rich overnight? You are given an opportunity and the next thing you are doing is that you are showing off that you can flood the table with beers. I've seen it happen. That bring around. When you have nothing. Are we together? And of course we pick up the guts, even to sponsor people who are really supposed to be okay. You pick up the guts to sponsor that you are also sponsoring a beer for the others. With the vain hope that tomorrow he will double what you have done, what you have done for him. I want to insist that that is wrong. I want to insist that we must change our attitudes. I must remind you that a lot has already been done, but we have squandered it. And I want to remind you that the future is not so much for all of us. Our son is, or our sons, should I say so, is already setting. We are about to die, but you guys will remain. So the future is yours. Why won't you secure it? By engaging in a productive activity, by engaging in positive thinking, by engaging in the kind of things that cause development. Whom are you waiting for to do that for you? We will not be there tomorrow, but you will be there. What will you do when we are not there? Are we together? So the time is now and not tomorrow for you to realize that you have responsibilities in your future which require positive investments today. Maybe I'll speak a bit proudly about myself. I chose to marry just when I was about to expire from youthfulness. I got married at 35. Are we together? Not because I had issues before 35. I was okay. But I just had to lay the correct foundation for what I wanted to get into. And I want to assure you that I haven't regretted. So make your choices today and make them careful. Embrace interventions that are designed for you and embrace them carefully. Projects should not come and then you call them what? DFE things. I have heard people talk about Nusaf cows, they talk about perennial schools, that kind of careless stuff. Interventions like these are designed for your good. Are we together? They are designed for you. Not for the designers. They use their brains to think about you. But you will, what is the word that I should be using? You will squander those interventions because you think the intervention is for DFT. I want to thank our friends for this. But also caution that you are coming into the district as partners. The district has governance structures. This is a district local government. You are not going into the air. You are not going to operate where there are no structures of authorities. We already have authorities. We already have governance in here. Therefore, you will do well to ensure that you periodically report to the district authorities. You will do well to ensure that when a call is made unto you to prepare reports or to attend the meetings, that you actually respond. The reason I am emphasizing this is that we have had cases of partners who sneak in with the resources that have come from another part of the world Then because we don't know about their existence, somehow they disappear with the resources that are generated using the names and conditions of the people in Adjumani. It's my prayer that you will be partners, that you will collaborate with the district authorities, that you will report as required, that you will be clear and make good use of whatever resources you are getting in the names of the people in Adjumani or the West Nile. Because an eye will be kept, a strict eye will be kept on everything that you do, for the purpose of ensuring that all your interventions are in line with government policies. I finally want to congratulate the youth of Adjumani again for getting another partner. We have a lot of partners who keep coming. But when shall we sit together and take stock of the benefits that we have received from those partnerships? When? Are we going to remain the same? Are we like bottomless pits? Resources get into us and we just never get full? Is that who we are? I am praying that for this one time, we see results and quick results of this intervention. Thank you.
The district commissioner, who is also the chief guest for this function, for purposes of saving time, I recognize one protocol present here. First of all, I want to thank UCCA and DTF for this performing this ritual. This is a ritual that signifies identity, especially with the district local government we are going to work with. I want to thank you so much. And Mr. Executive Director, I also want to bring to your notice when the team from UCCA visited the district to introduce this program, the paid courtesy, in my office on behalf of the district chairman. I think that was way back on 12th of March. It was a Akelo Lucy and Guambale Christopher Uke. When we were sharing with them, they were even surprised of some of the stories about UCCA, which I told them way back in 1996 and 97. I'm very happy that they had some of our discussions. Probably they must have even said with you at that level. And I want to thank you for accepting. One of the challenges we had always faced as district local government is actually the coming in of partners. Many come when they don't perform this kind of formal identity. As a result, we have faced several challenges, especially you can see now this project is targeting the youth. And it is not for nothing. I'm sure if you wrote this project for elderly people like us, you will not succeed to get that dollar back. So the challenge, we had all along face and build the implement processes. How people get employed in this organization. Half of the youth from our human district in particular, probably also for all the West Nile districts where you're going to operate, Moyo and Yumbe, because we are the same local government, you work closely with especially our youth leaders, especially when it comes to identifying beneficiaries. Our CDOs are here. They must help you. If it comes to identifying employees, recruiting people, we had even resolved in the district council here. If there is any employment opportunity, our district service commission representatives will be there to help you. Actually, to help you to understand how local governments work better with the partners. Now to turn to the youth, I'm happy my deputy speaker is here. He's the youth representative, he's my deputy. Now allow me to invite the chairman.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I am the district chairperson of Adjumani, and I really don't have much to say, but one, I want to, since the speaker has pledged the support by the entire council, I want to say that we pledge political support to this program for the entire district. That's what I can say. But also to thank you for this program. And we hope it will address the objectives that you have set out to do. I've been briefed that you are going to concentrate on skills training, and you want to change the model where you are going to train the people in their respective sub-counties. I think something like that. My only appeal is that let the skills training be relevant to the needs of the community. We do not need the skills training that is not relevant. We have seen a lot of skills training done here, and the impact is not there. So in the selection process, you must be able to guide the beneficiaries very well. Don't bring for us generic projects. Up to now, we still import pieces of chalk from Kampala. If somebody was trained on how to make pieces of chalk, don't you think they would be able to have business selling pieces of chalk to schools? We still cannot, most of our people cannot make bar soaps. We still make liquid soaps. Is it possible that we can train our people to make bar soap? Because that is what the market wants, not the liquid soap. Liquid soap is for our physical here, it's luxury. But our local person there wants a bar soap. Can we send our skills training around agricultural programs? Because that is where the comparative advantage is. Do the youth know how to, is a veterinary, is that how to inject animals? Is not a skill. Borehole repair is not a skill. Borehole repairing. Really, my thinking is that we should make the skills training package is not generic. Let's do something that somebody who walks out of the skills training will immediately go and apply and change their life. Permit me now, with those very many words, take this opportunity to invite the RDC to address us and go to the conference. Thank you very much.
The chairman is DTF Adjuman, the speaker, and your executive director, Ali Bachu. You know, when he entered my office, I said, my friend, how did you come here? Because I know him when he was working with me in the here some years. I want first of all to thank you for organizing this special occasion. that invite various people, stakeholders, to come and officially see how it is launched. I want to say thank you so much. There are many people when they come, they just finish with the RD, with the OPM, and you see their vehicles already passing up and down. And some of them reach my office, I tell them, have you reached the council office? Is the district aware of your being around here? What shows that you are working with us? What is your file? You know, when they visit my place, those are the things I ask. Good enough, they come to the council office, and those who they carry their file, because they have every file of every organization now working with Adjuman. Why do I have it? So that I can easily follow you. Know what you are doing, where you are doing, how you are doing, and what impact is it putting to the people of Adjuman. So I'm very, very happy that we were able to fulfill. Many projects have been brought. And these projects are brought in order to change and transform our people. But sometimes the initiation has not been right. Therefore, it ends up in a pit. But I hope with this coming of DTF, which is officially initiated and known by us, we need a proper channel that we shall follow, we shall monitor and see that there is an impact to our young people, our youth. When we see how the president is struggling, to see that everyone moves to a certain status of income, the youth have never been left behind. The youth livelihood funds were given, and because we were not initiated very well, people thought that was money thrown, so it's just like a grant. Eat and keep quiet, full stop. We've never recovered a lot of this money from the youth. So that if we go and assist the other group. Building construction has started just here in Orbia, so that all this youth can be brought in and trained skills. Carpentry, joinery, mechanical mechanics, baking, hairdressing, and so on and so on. And in fact, very few people impressed themselves to do that because they look at it like, just waste of time. But you find many people from other places will come and grab, and at the end of the day, you find them signing. These opportunities that come to support us. These opportunities that come to change us. These opportunities that comes to build us. And when it builds us, we can be able to build others. When it builds us, we are able to support others. When we support others, we are able to change and transform the whole community. So it is very, very, very great that today you have come. Let us join our hands together and seek it that whatever has come reaches the right people. And when it reaches the right people, it is well utilized. And when it is well utilized, we want to see the impact. And when it has the impact, then we can see how we can move forward. And that is what we want to look at this time. Organizations come, you make very good loans, but the entry points, but no exit. I want you to have an exit plan. Because I've seen organizations that have come with a wonderful entry. They come with a very special vehicle and a plane. But when they are leaving, they go on a bicycle where you don't notice that they are escaping. We need to have an entry and an exit. So that when you are going away after your time, you leave these people at a certain level that they can now continue. And that is the very important thing that I want to say. People of Adjuman, I think we need to be very, very grateful. Very, very grateful. Why are we to be grateful? It is because of the hospitality. You know, your hospitality has triggered very many people from elsewhere to come. You know, like a flower. A flower will bring the bee from anywhere, isn't it? You know, if you didn't bring the other people here, I don't think even these groups will come to you. They will not come. They will not come. But because of their hospitality, they have come. And now that they have come, should they go and leave us when they have taken all the holidays or they did something? We should grab this opportunity that all the people who come to our place leaves an impact that can make us build ourselves. So let us grab this opportunity. Thank God they are going to even deal with the sub-counties, sub-county chiefs who are here. Today I think you are brought to be prepared so that you are brought to be equipped so that you can now go and take the message to the others. Take the message that a new group has come called the DTF. It has come to support our youth with the skills. Let us grab this opportunity so that we can have something. At least if you have a skill, in a day you will not beg money. You will never beg for money. You will make something. By the way, somebody came and helped me by making a cooking stove. A cooking stove. Do you know what he used? Mud. Only mud. He mixed mud and soil and water and he gave mud. And he made that cooking stove. And that stove uses grass for cooking. You don't use firewood. Would we destroy our environment if we use all the grass? And if we get that skill, don't you think it will transform our people from destroying our forests? So there are very many things that we need to incorporate in this skill training for our youth so that it can impact the whole community, the village, the sub-county, the parish and sub-county, and the district and agriculture. And that will be something that will leave people will always remember. DTF in the year 2020, when it came to adjumani, this is what it did, and this is what it has had, and this is what we should continue. We want your footmarks to be seen. There are some organizations who have come to teach people to plant. They distribute seeds for bamia, okra, and then they come and distribute for cabbages, onions. Now they have gone, and the onions still living there. Are they there? They are not there. People are still waiting for onion seeds to come. You must leave a mark. So that tomorrow, even when I'm not here, I will tell my child that this year, there was this that happened in Adjuman, and this has been what has come out. So please let us embrace what has been brought to us. Let us hold it firmly, build it up, so that others can come and see. At the end of the day, we become ourselves. After training, we can also become consultants. They can borrow us and take us somewhere. Because if they have trained you very well and you do something very well, I'll also borrow and take it to my home in Koboko and tell the people of Koboko, let this man train you on doing this. That means you are extending what you have learned to the whole nation. Finally, with these few very many words that I have spoken, I want to officially launch DTF program in Adjumani district. I speak these words to God and my country. My God.
DTF, congratulations. And we give it a clap. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Because you know this project. You
Yeah.
have been in the start of
Yeah.
You understand.
I understand it very, very well how it works. It has changed very many lives.
We have to guide them how to survive.
Yeah.
That is the reason.
Yeah, that is true.
But unless we tell them, they don't know.
That is very true.
So that is the project about.
We are going to support you. We are going to support you where you find difficult.